So again, I will take you back to the same question. How understanding the t distribution and the central limit theorem can benefit data scientists. So after completing each and every concept, I'm repeating the same question. How would it help you? How would it help you? How would it help you? Because many of the data scientists, they learn uh, they learn the concepts, they learn the statistics, but they don't know why we are learning and where we use it. Not only those guys, many of the institutes, even many of the coaching centers, even they teach statistics, but they will never tell you why you have to learn. So that's the reason I'm repeating again. It's like you started writing the code without having any functionality or feature in your mind. You're just blindly writing the code, writing the code, writing the code. And where you will end up, nobody knows. Even you don't know. So that's the reason. Knowing why you're learning, where you will be using, how you will be using is your first priority. Then only you learn that concept, or else you don't learn at all, because you're here to apply, not to by heart and write it in exam. So what do data scientists need to know about the t distribution and the central limit theorem? Not a whole lot. The t distribution is used in classical statistical inference, but is not as central to the purposes of data science. So, understanding and quantifying uncertainty and variation are important to data scientists, but empirical bootstrap sampling can answer most questions about sampling error. However, data scientists will routinely encounter these statistics in output from statistical software and statistical procedures. For example, in A/B testing or regressions. So familiarity with its purpose is very helpful. So normally data scientists will routinely encounter these statistics in output from statistical software and statistical procedures. So like A/B tests and regression. So that's the reason you need to know this. It would be very helpful when it comes to the when you are working on regression models and all. Okay. So, as a data scientist, it's also important to understand t distribution and the central limit theorem, as they are fundamental concepts in statistical inference and hypothesis testing. So, the t distribution is a probability distribution that is used when the sample size is small or when the population standard deviation is unknown. These are the two conditions. So, it's similar to the normal distribution but has heavier tails and a flatter peak. The t distribution is important because it allows us to perform hypothesis tests and construct confidence intervals for population parameters such as population mean when the sample size is small or when the population standard deviation is unknown. That is the reason t distribution is very, very important. And similarly, the central limit theorem CLT is a fundamental concept in statistics that states that the distribution of sample means from any population approaches a normal distribution as the sample size increases, regardless of the shape of the population distribution. So, this means that even if the population distribution is not normally distributed, the distribution of the sample means will be approximately normal if the sample size is large enough. The CLT is important because it allows us to use the normal distribution to perform hypothesis tests and construct confidence intervals for the population parameters such as the population mean and the and when the sample size is large. So Understanding the T distribution and central limit theorem can help you work with your machine learning models in several ways. Out of them, the first one is obviously getting the confidence interval. So confidence intervals are used to estimate the range of values within which the true population parameter is expected to lie with a certain level of confidence. By understanding T distribution and the central limit theorem, you can construct confidence intervals for the population parameters such as the population mean and use these intervals to assess the performance of your machine learning models. And hypothesis testing, this is very important for a data scientist. So hypothesis testing is used to assess whether the observed differences in data are statistically significant or just due to chance. By understanding the T distribution and the central limit theorem, you can perform hypothesis testing for population parameters such as the population mean and use these tests to evaluate the effectiveness of your machine learning models. Then the most important one, that's a sampling. So sampling is an important step in machine learning where a subset of the data is used to train and test the model. By understanding the T distribution and the central limit theorem, you can ensure that the sample size is appropriate for the population distribution and use this information to optimize the sampling strategy for your machine learning model. I'm repeating the first I'm repeating this again so that you can have a more clarity, because this is very important for a data scientist. So sampling is an important step in machine learning where a subset of data is used to train and test the model. There will be two samples we'll be taking out. One is to train the model, other is to test the model. So that's the reason T distribution and central limit theorem are must for you. Then you have model evaluation. So understanding the T distribution and the central limit theorem can help you evaluate the performance of your machine learning models by comparing the observed results to the expected results based on the population distribution. So this can help you identify any biases or errors in your model and refine your approach accordingly. So that is the reason, if you are a data scientist, you know how important is model evaluation. So if you want to do a proper model evaluation, you should have the knowledge of T distribution and central limit theorem. So in summary, understanding the T distribution and the central limit theorem can help you work with your machine learning models by providing a solid foundation for constructing confidence intervals. So, performing hypothesis testing, optimizing sampling strategies, and evaluating model performance. By leveraging these concepts, you can improve the accuracy and the effectiveness of your machine learning models and make more informed decisions based on the statistical analysis. So that is the reason. That's why you have to understand the T distribution and central limit theorem. So whatever I teach you, I will tell you why I'm teaching you.